I played Murdered Soul Suspect, or as you would say, Murdered Soul Suspect.
I'm aware.
It came out in 2014. It is a neo-noir detective action-adventure game, which is the most fucking vague description you can give.
True story.
Especially in like 2012 to like 2015. That's just every game's a third-person action-adventure. What the fuck does that mean? What is it comparable to? I couldn't tell you what this is comparable to. Not because it's particularly unique, but because it's kind of a little bit of everything. You play as Ronan, a former shitheel fucking...
I think you mean Gumshoe.
No. Former shitheel delinquent GTA playing murdering Steve, who then becomes a gumshoe. He then dies in the opening. He gets shot like 7 times, and he's a ghost, and you play as a ghost. You have to solve your own murder, which is involved in a big old mystery about a serial killer and spooky shit. This game is the epitome of average. Whomstevered.
You too are average.
That is true. And
so
also,
you identified with it.
That's very true. It also sometimes exudes copious amounts of aura, and I don't blame it for that. The mystery aspect of the story is surprisingly engaging. It is not thrilling. It is not Alan Wake 2. Oh my gosh, it's the biggest twist in the... it's solid. It's decent writing. The character of Ronan is the... this takes place in Salem, Massachusetts, by the way. So I, of course, feel spiritually connected with my brethren slightly down south.
Never heard of it.
Everyone's aggressive as fuck. They're all speaking in Bostonian accents, particularly Ronan. He is like a walking stereotype, and everybody in the story acknowledges it.
How many times did they say dunks in this game?
No dunks. No dunks.
It's not a real Boston.
They didn't say fuck that much either, which is really weird given the content of the game itself. But yeah, he wears a fedora, and he's got his vest over his dress shirt with that shit rolled up with the fucking suspenders, and he's got the fucking gun holster. He's the most 1940s detective, but it takes place in modern day. And multiple characters in the story are like, damn, you're cringe. It's really funny. The mystery element of the fact that it takes place in Salem, Massachusetts, involves the witch trials and the witch hunts and all of that stuff in a decent enough fashion. It leans hard enough into the camp and the supernatural elements that are kind of culturally relevant to engage with spooky shit, but it also doesn't really take itself seriously enough where I'm now going, okay, so the witch trials were fake except for the one time they weren't, and it was actually a witch, like damn, that's kind of lazy writing. It didn't feel like it was unaware of what it was doing.
One of the best memes in the group chat lately has been the one that I found where it's like the crying girlfriend Wojak, and she's like, babe, wearing a 38 snub nose doesn't make you a noir detective, and then he's just
street
like,
ain't safe, baby.
Beat it, toots. These streets ain't what they used to be.
So good.
He's literally me.
Yes, he is. So the serial killer running around, he's called the Bell Killer. He seemingly exhibits supernatural abilities. He whoops your ass and throws you out a window, and then takes your own gun and shoots you point blank in the chest while you're already dead. So petty. The coolest fucking thing design-wise in this game is the fact everything's blue. This is during the bluening time of video games.
Yes.
And also it's because you're spooky and everything's a ghost.
It's Boston. It's the big blue.
And then the bullet holes are orange. It goes so fucking hard. I can't. You run around. You always have bullet holes in your chest because you're a fucking ghost. It's the epitome of like the first time you ever do like color grading on a movie, just blue and teal everything. But it's pretty cool. It's part of the cover art for a reason. it's high key all aura, no quality on the gameplay side. It is perfectly functional and nothing original. The sound design, the soundtrack, the musical scoring, and a lot of the dialogue and the characters are extremely heavily based on stereotypes and archetypes of the genre, very clearly, intentionally, for the sake of shorthand. But that's kind of what carries it. The half the cutscenes are you slowly walking down a street with your eternally burning cigarette going, I don't like ghosts, and fucking flick your cigarette, and then it cuts, and then your cigarette's back in your mouth. It's so tropey. It's ridiculous. The totality of the story plays out in a relatively satisfying way. I will give it that. I was intrigued enough by what the mystery elements were, who the serial killer actually was, what was going on with all that. This is an 11-year-old game. I'm still not going to spoil the ending. It was satisfying enough. I got the idea. As with a lot of historical fiction, but goofy type writing, not like I'm James Patterson and I wrote a book in 1941. When you're doing kind of tropey, genre heavy period writing, it leans into its stereotypes. It knows what it's doing, and also they do the actuality. All the witches were just women who could do math, except the one was a real witch. Don't worry about it though, and that's like the whole big hullabaloo. It's planted surprisingly early on in the game who this person actually is, which I was pretty impressed by. Not because I picked up on it, but because retroactively I'm like, oh, that's so fucking obvious. I'm kind of stupid. And I like that. There's enough, not redirects, like red herrings, but just other stuff going on. I kind of forgot that the killer doesn't have an identity yet. I was just busy with all the other shit. The murders all take place in various forms of ways we would kill witches. Like, this is the most gruesome one of the entire game. There's a little girl, she's like 9, and she was beaten and dragged by the serial killer, put in a chair, like a wooden chair. That chair was strung up over a tree in some water, and she was fucking dropped and drowned. It's surprisingly impactful in the game, again, despite it being extremely trope heavy and very corny. The ghost of this child is deeply spooky and very creepy, and that was pretty cool.
Like The Ring?
Not like The Ring. We're nowhere near that. Nothing in this game is scary. It is just spooky.
Man,
I thought it would be a little scarier, but it's all spooky. This is what's something comparable film-wise in terms of spooky? I'm actually having difficulty with that. That's not good. There's definitely a lot of examples of like, it's spooky, but there's nothing scary in it. Nothing in it is like, oh god, that's the weirdest shit I've ever seen. I'm gonna go carve my eyes out. We're not.
Is Alan Wake 1 scarier or
scarier? Yes.
Oh, really?
Alan Wake 1's jump scares fucking work. The few that there are, when Barbara Jagger fucking pops in your vision, that shit's spooky as fuck. And then she screams in your ear. There are no jump scares in this game that are anywhere close to that effective. Alan Wake 1 actually is a decent enough comparison, I guess. It's in that vein of like, it's intentionally spooky, it's not meant to. Yeah. That's true. That's true. You got me there. It's spooky. I would argue that Alan Wake 1 is far more like deeply impactful with its horror in the background, but that's like a taste thing. Overall presentation, fucking phenomenal. It's so... Yeah, beat it, toots. My dead wife is on the other side, and I have an unfinished mission, and I am a ghost now, and I gotta meet my wife, and she was the only good thing in my life, but I'm a piece of shit. It's so fucking corny. I love it. They play it straight most of the time, and I really respect it for that. The setting, in terms of feeding into the story, is done really well. In terms of a world to explore, it was surprisingly open for being a game that is not billed or marketed as an open world. It's not. It has loading screens. but there's probably like 10 locations surrounding various murders you will investigate that then lead into the larger, like, this chunk of Salem that you can explore. Not scale at all, but it's pretty solid. On that front, there's the Salem Witch Museum, a big old church, the police station, an apartment building, a few streets, a gas station, a cemetery, the local asylum, which is where a lot of the like late second act takes place, which I will not say anything else about other than like damn shit that did happen. We did indeed go to Arkham. Arkham Asylum is probably scarier than this game.
Wow.
It's not trying to be scary, so it's not really a criticism. It's just, it's not scary.
Okay.
There are no, like...
So you cheated on this spooky month.
I kind of did. I didn't think it was going to...
You cheating cheater.
It's still spooky.
You cheat, Dr. Jones. You cheat.
It's still spooky. It's just not scary. I did think it would have a little bit more scary to it, but, you know, whatever.
Meanwhile, I'm over here trying Outlast 2 because I'm trying to fit my spooky month quota.
Hey, man. I don't have a follow-up. Watch me just be able to play Outlast 2 for no fucking reason.
I don't think so, Mike.
I highly doubt it. Too much a boogie woogity woo, you know? It's the particular thing that makes me go, fuck! I'm gonna shit myself.
Yeah, it got me. So,
chase sequences in tight corridors. I don't like it. Everything's green. Gameplay is generic third-person adventure game.
Ouch.
I would not call it an action-adventure game. There is no combat in the open world necessarily. There are some scripted segments during quote-unquote boss fights, and there are demons who are like ghosts who have been in the sauce too long, who will attack you in the closed off sections. So if you're like in the church, this is now a level versus like kind of just wandering around. In the open world, there's nothing to be scared of or to fight. In the levels, there will be every once in a while a shift from, you know, exploration, looking for clues, reading people's minds, looking over their shoulders, to then, fuck, there's demons in this building. And they just look like Dementors from Harry Potter, which is a creepy ass design, I'll give them that. It's the like floating, no bottom half, bony head with the cloak that's directly over their face type shit. Then they go, wah! And then they fucking chase you. I think the only thing that's remotely like spooky on like properly remotely even near scary is like the noise they make when they detect you gets annoying, but also is like fuck. But that's probably just like the sound mixing. Those are really the only like combat sections. Everything else is done in a cutscene. You are a ghost. You are non-corporeal. That's kind of how it happens. The combat in the demon sections of the game, like say you are in the first major area of the game is an apartment building where you are investigating your own murder. So there's like 3 floors. There is a background mystery in every single location. So you'll have, there's a woman who is stuffed into a water heater. And like that's like your first like side quest. So you'll go around the building trying to find hidden like things that are hidden that you have to use your ghost powers to find. Every ghost has different ghost powers because of course they do. And you can pick up clues from different tenants of the building, and you can read their minds, and you can ask them questions, or you can make them ask each other questions to try to piece together your mysteries. I think as side quests they actually work surprisingly well. They don't like ever impact the main story, but they also feel interesting enough to want to finish. I did probably 80% of them without returning to the area. I would just do them as I went along, and I was like, oh shit, there's a same apartment building. There's just a dude ghost, like a middle-aged man, sitting in a child's closet. It's not rapey, we promise. It was like when he was like a mob enforcer who was supposed to like kidnap the kid to bribe the mom or some stupid shit, and then he fucking dies. So he's just kind of stuck there. There's stuff like that. There's a kid who commits suicide in a fucking bathtub with a toaster, and he's just stuck in the bathtub as a ghost. There's stuff like that.
He's literally me.
True.
When you get home and she's waiting for you, and it's just the toaster already sitting in the bathtub.
honey, you should know. Oh shit, it's got an English muffin in it. I think the side quests work fairly well. There's maybe like 15 in total. There's also side quests from collectibles from each major area, and then there's one really big one for like the entire these mean streets, baby. There's like 30 collectibles for that, and once you put them all together, you'll get a cute little audio log basically that'll explain. Like the apartment building, it's a woman who got shoved into a water heater because she was like partying too loud and the old people got grumpy. Or the church, there's a creepy dude who would stalk women and steal their shoes. No foot jokes allowed, boys. Like stuff like that. It's pretty straightforward, but it's nice. It adds texture to the world. In the asylum, there's like a dude who was trapped there forever and was like the feds found him caked in his own shit for like years. He was locked in the same room and he never left. I don't know. Shit like that. It's spooky ghost shit.
I blame the feds.
Me too.
Is there a story explanation for the Dementors catching you, the ghost? Like how that's a game over?
Sort of. So inside, again, to loop back to where I was going and I got distracted, in each of these areas, after you hit a certain point, there'll be a scripted, these 3 hallways have demons. They will be on the most set path you've ever seen in your life. It's kind of cute, to be honest. They're just straight line. Turn around. It's charming.
Literally be at work.
Fucking-lutely. If you go into their eyesight, they'll scream, they go, ah, and then they're like, I'm gonna eat your soul because your soul tastes like cum or whatever. I don't know. Again, they're just ghosts that have been in purgatory too long, basically. The cool thing with all of this, collectibles, side quests, and quote-unquote combat, you can phase through fucking walls everywhere. It's so cool. It's fucking awesome. So there are buildings in Salem that are consecrated. You can't go inside of them. That's your hard barriers. Either there's a mission in there, like the church, you have to enter and use a little loading screen to go inside. There are some walls that will be the outside wall of the apartment building. So you have to wait for someone to walk in or out for the door to be open. You can like latch onto them and go inside the building. If there's an open window, free game. It's free real estate. And that means you can just, the walls don't exist. There's no wall geometry. It's really impressive, to be honest. For being a really technically simple game, I tried to make this thing chug, and it didn't. I was bumping through every wall back and forth on the same level of the apartment building, just trying to get it to fuck up, and it didn't, which is really cool. So you can phase through pretty much everything in the world outside of the really hard barriers of the outside of the open world. Some consecrated buildings, usually where story stuff takes place, because it's Salem, of course someone's had a fucking priest come by. And because there's ghost stuff, there's also ghost stuff. Like there are like 1700s boats in the middle of like the harbor that are just in your way. They don't exist when you're not dead, but when you're dead, there's a ghost boat in your way. It adds some charm. It's nothing particularly special, but it does mean you have to navigate around some stuff every once in a while, You have to stealth your way behind the demons. You have to, fucking like hold right trigger and press A, and then you can use your magic detective skills, because every ghost has different skills, and that's part of the tutorials, figuring out what you can do, because all the ghosts are different, and you can use your big strongman muscles to fucking Jedi that shit, and then you just kill them. It's a little anticlimactic. There's no shooting, striking, punching, nothing like that. It is exclusively go behind demon, suck its soul out, which is kind of underwhelming, but whatever. Later in the game, there's also different types of distractions you can use to make the demons go off their direct security path. Securitas looking ass. Like crows will draw demons' attention, so you can hide. There's little hiding places. There's like little poop clouds everywhere, and you can like teleport between them to hide from demons, to navigate through areas. If they're searching for you directly, you have to bump between them when they're looking at the hiding spots so you don't get caught, which is kind of fun. And then you can do that to like get near a crow and make it go blah, 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 and then the demon goes and then goes and fucks with the crow.
I'm impressed that you said suck your soul and then didn't follow it up with your favorite Evil Dead line.
I was waiting for that.
I'm proud of you.
I was waiting to use that. Yeah, you've solved the mystery. You bring together a bunch of characters. Probably the most exciting or interesting part of the game is going to the Salem Witch Museum. So that's where you put together the mystery of they're killing off people like they're witches because of the particulars of why the people are dying. So you'll get to see all the weird, fucking, creepy-ass torture devices we used to put educated women in. There's also a fucking train.
And so you were happy?
Oh, yeah, baby!
There's a train, 10 out of 10, would play again.
Deadass. You go to the museum, it's a ghost train because it used to be a train station. You go to the second story, and the train will kill you if you hit it. So you have to, like, it comes out of a wall. Looney Tunes are right out of a wall. You have to, like, go, oh, look, there's a little hiding space here, and then, train comes by. You have to go across the tracks and hide in the other spot and all that shit. It's a jank-ass mechanic, but it was really funny.
It's the Scooby-Doo bit where they're chasing each other across the hall. And
kind of, yeah. It's got charm. Like, it does have charm. It's not an impressive game whatsoever, but I did thoroughly enjoy playing it.
How many hours?
6 hours roughly for the main story, and then with the additional exploration I did to get 80% of the collectibles in total, so all the different side quests and random shit to find and uncover, probably 10. So I played in like 2 days. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention the secondary character that follows you around is your teenage sidekick, who is like a medium, and she's all goth and emo, and she wears fucking jewelry and anarchy symbols, and she's fucking cool and shit. She's really fucking annoying, and I like it. She's very like the trope. Just no, they kidnapped my mom because she could see demons and shit. And I'm gonna do this on my own. Oh, that's what I forgot. You can possess a fucking cat. And you can play as a cat. It's so much fun. Cats can see demons and ghosts. I don't know why. It's never explained. You can possess the cat, and you have to use it for various puzzle areas to do parkour. And it's so fucking fun. I screeched when I found out I could possess a cat. Colin was in the same room, and I was like, okay! And you can make it meow. 10 out of 10, pure cinema. Come down here and let me suck your cock, pretty boy.
Yep.
10 out of 10.
Yep.
It's like, this is the most like 6, 7 out of 10 game I played in a long time. But it's solid.
All the achievements?
No.
Are you gonna?
I will. The problem is they are kind of soft locked by game completion. You can revisit all of the areas up until the final mission, and instead of like most more modern games, especially open world games, after you finish the main story quest, it'll just put you back in the open world to do more shit, and it'll like pretend you didn't finish the last mission. You have to. You can't do that here. It's really fucking annoying. So I'll end up probably re-downloading it and finishing it at some point. But I got most of them on my first go without looking up jack shit.
That's nice.
So, you know. Yeah, I got this for like... I got this with Games with Gold, actually, but before it was Game Piss. So I got this for free, like, years ago.
You can't call it that. Xbox Game Pass, PlayStation Game Piss. That's how we keep them separated.
Why is your piss blue?
Why is your game blue?
Because it was 2014! That was when Dr. Manhattan had a lot of control over the timeline, okay?
You're just mad that you weren't the animator on his big blue god dong.
No.